guys, it's Kevin. It's me, another trailer reaction for you guys, and this trailer I'm going to be reacting to is one that I have been excited for a very long time now, because oh boy is this a special one. This is going to be my review for the first official trailer for the new Netflix show, Mindhunter. Now, I know, Netflix show kind of raises a bit of red flags now because, like I said before, Netflix has been signing on to, in my opinion, way too many shows, many of which really aren't that great, many of which have been very mediocre, and many of which people haven't really seen. I mean, Girl Boss didn't last, Friends from College, I'm pretty sure is gonna get canceled. I didn't hear many people like that. Gypsy, I think, is gonna get canceled. This one, however, is one that I am definitely anticipating for a very long time. There are a couple things that made me very excited for this trailer. First of all, David Fincher is a producer. I know he produces House of Cards or whatever. I'm not a huge fan of that show, but this is more in tune with what David Fincher is known to do, you know, the whole crime stuff and things like that. I know it involves the 1970s. I know it involves, like, detectives, like, interviewing killers and things like that, which automatically interests me. I mean, I fucking love that stuff, as you guys know. And especially, you know, true crime is just a very hot topic right now. It's been going on since, I think, People versus OJ, and pretty much since then, everyone's been trying to replicate it, and I really hope this is really great. Two, it also is, like I said, a crime drama, and that also makes me very excited. I just think the plot in general sounds very interesting, and it already has a second season, which automatically makes me think that there definitely is a lot of potential in that show. I mean, obviously, they have confidence the show is going to be very successful, so I really hope it is. But either way, guys, I'm going to shut up now. I have been waiting to see this trailer for a very long time, and here we go. This is going to be the first official trailer for Mindhunter. Holy shit, the cinematography.
It's not easy, but
David Fincher always does that really well.
It's hard work. Physically and mentally, I don't think people realize you need to vent. You know, there's a lot more like me.
Do you think so?
40 years ago, your FBI was founded hunting down John Dillinger. Now, we have extreme violence between strangers.
We travel around the country and teach FBI techniques to cops.
You guys mind if I bother you for a minute?
She was found cuffed and lashed to the bed. What people won't do to each other. There's nothing people won't do.
How can we help? We should be using every resource we can. Talking to the smartest people we find from the broadest possible spectrum.
Are criminals born? Or are they formed?
Psychopaths are convinced that there's nothing wrong with them, so these men are virtually impossible to study. Yet you have found a way in near perfect laboratory conditions.
Hello, ladies.
That's what makes this so exciting and potentially so far-reaching.
I can't let these guys rub off on me. The way they view sex.
And women.
It is not our job to commiserate with these people. It is our job to electrocute them.
This shit is extremely fascinating, guys. I'm sorry, it really is.
Serial killers.
New terminology.
I'm trying to warn you. Your attitude is going to bite you in the ass.
So young to be ruining people's lives. What did you do?
You're developing a pattern of behavior that will not sustain you here. Agent Ford, if you leave, I can't help you.
There's no procedural rule book for how to talk to these people.
If any of this is going to work, we need to talk to more subjects. More!
You want truffles? You gotta get in the dirt with the pigs.
Holy shit, that looks good.
How do we get ahead of crazy if we don't know how crazy thinks?
October 13th. Alright, so I know I didn't have much of a reaction to that trailer, as I didn't expect to. Like I said, this stuff just really fascinates me, and what it really seems like the show is trying to do is really get into the mind of a psychopath. How do they view life? How do they view women? How do they view sex? All that kind of stuff. It's just really fascinating how you can get into the mind of such a twisted person. Yes, it sounds scary, but it also is kind of fascinating just to think the way the people go about life like that. There are people out there that are just like that. I mean, that just think of sex as just sort of like a casual thing. I mean, yeah, there are people like that, or someone who's very stalkerish, or someone who has like an obsession with killing. I mean, these are real people. This show is not you know, fictionalizing anything. This is very real what we're seeing. I think overall that definitely is very interesting. And The cast here, I think, is honestly really well casted. Jonathan Groff is an actor I've always really respected. Ever since the Glee days, as much as I think that show is really cheesy nowadays, you know, you guys know I used to love it. I think it's really cheesy now. He was great on that show, and I've always really liked him as an actor, and I think this is really going to be his big show. I know, of course, there was Looking, which I always wanted to get into. I never really got into it, but I knew that was a big thing for him. I think this show is really going to put him on the map. He looks incredible on this show, and I know his character is original, but he's based on the character of a detective named John E. Douglas, who basically did just this. He focused on criminal psychology and kind of like why criminals do what they do and getting into the mind of them. And I think all of that's just really fascinating. I think this show is just really going to make us look at psychopaths in a way that we really haven't before. And I think that's something that just looks really great here. The other thing this show looks like it's doing really well is it's not trying to make us sympathize necessarily with the criminals, but it is showing how they do this sort of thing and how this kind of changes their lives. How Holden Ford and Bill Tench are both very much affected by this, I think, is definitely very interesting. The cinematography here looks fantastic. The show just looks so well shot, so well filmed. Just some of the close-ups here are mesmerizing to look at, and you can definitely tell why David Fincher wanted to helm this project. I mean, you can absolutely tell that, and he just looks like he's doing a great job. I know he's probably only gonna like direct the first episode, but it really does seem like they have a very good idea of what they're doing here, and I really do feel like if Netflix plays their cards right, this could be their next big hit show. They've been looking for one. I think ever since 13 Reasons Why, they haven't been struggling necessarily. They've had like Glow and things like that, but I feel like Netflix, again, they've just been signing on to too many things. I think this is going to be one of their big hits this year. It's without a doubt one of the shows I'm most looking forward to for the rest of the year. I am so hyped to see how the show really does turn out. And based on this trailer, it definitely seems like they're handling this subject properly. It does not seem like they're sugarcoating anything. It really seems like they're getting into the mind of a psychopath. It's exactly what I'm hoping the show would be. I'm very excited to see how this does turn out, and I can't wait to see this trailer. You betcha I will definitely be there on October 13th. Like I said, I think it's going to be one of Netflix's biggest shows that they've had this year, and I really do hope this works out well for them. But over, guys, I'm going to give you the trailer of Mindhunter. Let me just guys saw this trailer overall. Did you like it? Did you not like it? And are you fascinated with this stuff? I can totally understand if someone is turned off by this kind of thing. Believe you me, I just find this stuff personally very fascinating. I think it's really interesting against the mind of a killer and just think a way that you really don't think. I find that stuff to be really interesting. But that's my review. Hope you guys enjoyed. Definitely looking forward to seeing how the show turns out. This won't be the first video I'll be doing on this show. Definitely it won't be. Hopefully another trailer drops, because I definitely do want to see a little bit more. But that's my review. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you guys in my next video, which will be for Twin Peaks: The Return, and we'll see you guys for that. Okay, bye.
It's so lonely when she's not